Getting married or getting a mortgage? Which one should you do first? Stay tuned and let's find out. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Josh Zuniga, your local real estate specialist here within Scottsdale and Phoenix, Arizona. And today we are asking a very good question. Should I get married first or should I get a mortgage? And this is a question that I get asked all the time, and I'm gonna give you my personal experience. And this is for men and women, whether you're single or maybe you're engaged or so on or what have you. I'm gonna give you a couple options, a couple scenarios that maybe you can take this in, digest it, maybe it can actually work for your plan, or actually establishing wealth, whether it's with yourself single or with your actual partner here in the future for the next 5, 10, even 15 years. Number one, the first thing that I want to say, if you are a single man or if you are a single woman living in your 20s and you've been working for the last couple of years, you got 2 years of tax returns and you got a good income, I'm going to highly recommend that you invest into a mortgage first. And hear me out on this. The reason why I say that, because if you're watching this channel, you're most likely going to be interested in real estate. And there's tons of videos out there, there's tons of education, there's tons of books that, play it out and say that yes, real estate is a definite way of actually building wealth and creating some financial freedom for you. If this is one of the reasons why you're actually tuning in this channel, I want to give you my personal opinion. So I chose to actually get a mortgage before I got married. In fact, I decided to get 4 mortgages before I got married. And here's the reason why. I bought my first property, I believe, when I was 25 years old. It was actually a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, 1,000 square feet here located in Scottsdale, Arizona. I still own that property until this day. Here's one of the cool things that you can do as far as a hack, guys, and I want to tell you this because it's very important. Make sure you tune into this. The lending institutions will allow you to buy another property and change your primary residence, as long as you're doing that specifically, changing your primary residence, putting a tenant into this property and making sure that this debt is actually covered for and somebody is paying that rent, and then you can actually move in and get for a minimum of 5% down, guys. Guess what? 5% down, not 20. Everybody says, oh, if you have to get a second property, you have to put 20% down. That is not true. This is one of the hacks. So I'm gonna say that one more time. You buy a property this year, and 1 year you decide to get another property, you only have to put 5% down on that one. You put a tenant in this one, that debt is covered, and then guess what? You rinse and repeat. Do that again for the next 4 years. I was 25 when I started doing this. I didn't plan on getting married until I was 35. Thankfully, I found my beautiful wife and we are happily married at this point, but that changed my plan just a little bit. But we still accumulate properties at this point. And our goal is to actually generate wealth. We don't plan on working past 40 years old. I'm 33 right now. And this is why I decided to actually start buying houses and putting mortgages in my name before I got married. This is something that's very important to me. It's something that my father and my mother taught to me. It's something that I always surround myself with. We have to have a plan if you're wanting to create no wealth, because you need to start today. One of the best pieces of advice my dad ever gave me when the age of 18, he's like, son, the day you start working is the day you need to think about your retirement. I'm gonna say that again. The day you start working is the day you want to think about your retirement. He told me exactly at 18 years old, son, you don't want to be working when you're 60 years old, do you? Not even 50. If you have the ability to bust your ass now for the next 20 years and retire at 40, you need to take that opportunity, get to work. Boom. So I did that exact thing. So now we have well over a huge portfolio of properties that me and my wife share, and we're continuing to add to that every single year, 1, 2, as many as we can for here and foreseeable future. Now, on a second note, say that you're a single man, say you bought your first house, maybe you bought second house, but say you actually met a girlfriend, you probably want to ask her to be married and she wants to be your fiance. This is what I recommend to you guys, okay? As an example, if she doesn't have a property, I highly recommend that she gets one before you guys get married. Okay, say you have one, then she has one, guess what? You get married, then you have 2. Or say you have 2 and she doesn't have her first one, and then she gets her first one, and then maybe a second one, guess what? When you get married, then you have 4. And then once you guys get married, boom, then you can buy a 5th. You guys now have 5 properties that you can put into a portfolio that now can actually be giving you some residual income that can actually create some cash flow for you. All these properties are gonna appreciate over time. You're gonna get tax incentives as far as depreciation. And guess what? Who's paying off those mortgages? Your tenants. Makes complete sense. For those properties are being paid down by your tenants, you're living in the one that's being a primary residence, and guess what? You keep doing it, and now you move in or move out every 2 years, you rinse and repeat. Take that cash flow or take that appreciation, roll it into the next property. Guys, this is a wonderful piece of information I really want you to take serious, because this can separate you from being middle class to actually becoming very wealthy or actually becoming rich here within the next decade if you actually stay disciplined with this process. Now, I want to identify the flip side of that. Now, I said, should I get married before I get a mortgage? Now, this is something that's happening very common right now because people are getting priced out of the market. What do you mean by that? Like, everybody thought that prices were going to come down. As soon as interest rates started coming out, oh, here it is. Here's the crash. Here's the correction. direction, we're gonna see a 20% drop, a 30% drop, a 40% drop, 50% drop. Guess what? It didn't happen. It still hasn't happened yet. And the prices are either staying pretty much where they need to be, or they're still increasing very, very slowly, depending on the area you are in, depending on the state, depending on the city, even sometimes the subdivision. Yes, you will see some fluctuations. You may see some decreases. I know there was a lot of people that got scared when rates are going up and they fire sold their properties. But if you look at the data, pretty much we're still exactly where we need to be. Yes, our inventory is low, but prices are not moving, and they're not moving in a downward direction to where it's going to be a drastic change on your mortgage. Now, the reason I bring that up is because affordability is definitely an issue right now, okay? Interest rates have gone up. People's mortgages have increased by $1,000 compared to like a year and a half ago before all these interest rates hikes. So if you have to, once you get married and you have to put your incomes together in order to qualify for the house you want in the area you want, yes, I do recommend for your situation, that's probably going to be the best idea that you can do for you and your family. But keep it in mind, once you buy your first property, stay in there for a year, 2 years if you have to, and then do exactly what I said, for the single individuals. Put a tenant in this one, buy a new primary residence. You only have to put 5% down, and then you rinse and repeat. Do that every year or 2 years, and then you can have, within 10 years, 5 properties. This is a wonderful piece of information. This is a beautiful hack that I learned years and years and years ago, and I want to make sure that I tell as many people that I can, because I truly want to see everybody do well in this world. I want to make sure that everybody's good, everybody's happy. But one of the big things and one of the major components in order for you to live a wonderful and comfortable lifestyle is having financial freedom, and real estate is one of those ways that you can actually achieve that here by purchasing properties, not just one, but several over your lifetime. If you found this video helpful and this is something that's actually going to be, something you can work with, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me out to me at my website, joshzuniga.com, or my email, info@joshzuniga.com. I can show you and talk to you and tell you how you can actually buy your first property, and then we can talk about buying your second one and only having to put 5% down. Not everybody knows this. I have people that are in the industry, and we can teach you and coach you how to set up your game plan for not only this year, but maybe the next 5, maybe even the next 10 years. We want to make sure that you and your family and your future are going to be completely taken care of. So feel free to reach out to me. If you found value in this video, make sure you share, like, and subscribe onto this channel. And we can't wait to see you on the next video. Take care, guys.